What's up, guys? Welcome back to Blue Clouds TV. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Blue Clouds Media Sports again. As usual, we are back. I know I've been gone for a while, and you guys should understand. And I have explained to you guys the reason why I've been gone for a little bit. There is a lot of things going on, like I've said, behind. So my streaming schedule has reduced a little bit. And I hope you guys will bear with me. But today's Monday the 8th. Monday the 8th. You guys already know what it is. There are lots of games going on in the Premier League, and we are back. We're going to review some of the games that went through the weekend. Chelsea were on the firepower on. We went all over to Bournemouth's ground, and we did the magic there. Is Frank Lampard back? After 7 games, Frank Lampard finally got his first win under, being an interim manager for Chelsea Football Club. We will get into it. And also Mauricio Pochettino, highly, it could be this week. It will be announced. Hopefully we want to see that announced this week before we see before we finish the end of the season. And also we'll be seeing certain players that Mauricio Pochettino really want to see Chelsea bring into the football club. And also we're talking about Raphinha heavily linked with the football club. And the questions that I keep asking, I have 5 questions that I keep asking. What qualities does Raphinha bring to Chelsea's football club or football team? And also, how would Raphinha fit into Chelsea's playing style under Mauricio Pochettino? How would the potential signing of Raphinha impact the current Chelsea wingers? We know we got lots of wingers in there, lots of them. And also, what are the chances of the deal being completed and Raphinha joining Chelsea Football Club? If you have any answers to these questions, send them to the comment section below. And how would Raphinha arrival strengthen Chelsea's pursuit of trophies? Would his arrival push Chelsea to win any more trophy? Is he so good? Is he an extraordinary player that we don't have in our current squad? So send your comment in the comment section below, and we will get into it. So as usual, like I said, today's Monday. I'm likely to have Ryan and Steven here with me, although it is not a bank holiday here in America, but we are all celebrating the bank holiday with my guys over here. Steven, Ryan, guys, welcome back to Blue Clouds Media again.
What's up?
Not much, bro. How you doing?
Not bad.
All right, Mr. Ryan, how's your day going so far? Bank holiday.
Thank you, Nazan. Yeah, going well. Long live the king. We had a coronation bank holiday weekend here, and I'm sure we're going to touch on all the exciting, interesting football points. It's been a very busy, entertaining weekend with lots of football games to analyze and discuss.
Exactly. We saw Manchester United got defeated by no one else but another London team, West Ham United. They are on top of their game. They have escaped relegation so far. David Moyes' game, I would say he saved the season. So probably they have to give him more time to reset again and see what David Moyes can come up with next season. So yeah, it's looking good. Declan Rice was on top of his game, and we all know how heavily he's been linked with Chelsea Football Club and also Arsenal, who will be the right club to snatch Declan Rice away from the Hammers. We'll look into that. Also, we're also going to look into Manchester United. Poor form, poor form. It looks like they might be out of the top four. If they're not lucky, they might be out of the top four because Newcastle United are pushing. Brighton are also pushing, but we'll look into that later on. But then, where do we start from? Whilst we have Ryan here, we're gonna start. I don't know if Ryan is ready. Ryan, I'm not sure if Ryan is ready right now, but we're gonna start from Liverpool performance so far in the Premier League, and where does it think that Liverpool will end up by the end of the season? Mr. Ryan, if you're ready, you can jump on. If not, I'll go to Steven and then change the question for him.
Yeah, feel free to. Nizan, I was expecting you to start with Chelsea, to be honest, but it's up to you. You can go to Steven.
All right, then we're gonna start from Chelsea as Ryan is trying to get his documents and everything ready because he's got a lot of facts in terms of Liverpool game. So I'll start with Steven. Steven, do we have Mr. Frank Lampard back? Chelsea got his first win after 7 games under interim manager Frank Lampard. What do you make of that game, Steven?
Honestly, I'm just glad we won the game for once. Long time coming. I feel like there's some games that you can make an argument that we should have won before. But yeah, it feels good to have a win again. I think it's the first game we've won in about 9 games, I think. So it was good to get a win. Hopefully we'll see 1 or 2 more for the rest of the season. And yeah, I can't believe that the players actually showed up and actually showed a bit of fight, to be honest, because they've not been showing it recently. So the fact that they did is very surprising.
Yeah. In terms of the performance, what do you make of the starlet? Would I say Madueke? His performance so far. We know he's got a lot of room to improve, but so far, what do you make of him? And then the starting lineup. I know the first half was not that best, but the second half, the players that came in, Frank Lampard, for the first time, we saw impact of Frank Lampard changes. Those that came from the bench impact the game.
Yeah, so I said in our group at the time about Noni Madueke, I said at the time that he's talented and like he's very direct. He'll run at defenders and they seem afraid to try and put in a challenge on him. And I think the only thing really is that sometimes his final decision isn't the correct one, and that's something that can easily be worked on. And there's obviously got to be room for development. He's 21, 22 years old? So there's obviously got to be room for improvement. He's a raw talent at the moment, and he's only got to get better. And I can't wait. Honestly, I hope next season we see a lot of Noni and Mihailo Mudryk on the wings. And then an actual clinical striker down the middle. I think if we play the 2 wingers of Madueke and Mudryk, we're going to cause a lot of people problems, especially we saw what Poch did with Son, for example, at Tottenham and what he turned Son into. So if he can do that with the 2 that we're talking about here, then we're going to have a very, very good couple of talents around for a very long time because of the length of their deals.
Okay. Thank you very much, Stephen G. Stephen G is enjoying his bank holiday, but big up to everyone that is in the comment today. Ryan is ready. He's got all his notebooks and documents and everything is dropped down ready for me. So before I get to my brother Ryan, I'm gonna start from some few comments here. Phantom of Minute topic said that first like the Lampard awesome win. Absolutely, it was a great win for Lampard. I know he was buzzing. He was very, very happy. Kim Sosa, hello, no to Raphinha. Don't want that boom near my club. He rejected us, and now he wants to join what hypocrite coming from Kim. So big up to Kim. So my brother Mosto said that Raphinha is Arsenal transfer target. Come on. Yes, he's also been linked with Chelsea. And I don't know. There's a secret money put down in case, Chelsea's going to use 55 million to bring him back. I don't know if it's not an extraordinary player. Is he the guy that Chelsea need right now? Which I don't think so. But we'll look into that. Fat Frank is back coming from Patrick. Big up to you, Patrick. I hope you're doing very well and you're enjoying your bank holiday. We have a Monsters first win since how long? How long? Yes, it is. So big up to you. Big up to you, my brother. Stop said, is that a serious comment? That was Lampard's second win in 21 games. We know Super Frank is back at the wheel. Okay, coming from Stops. If you know about it, how is it secret? It's not secret. Big up to you, Chelsea Dances, Blue Clouds Media, Gazer, UTC. Yeah, big up to you, Chelsea Dan. I hope you're doing very well. God save our Chelsea. Yes, that's what it's looking like. We have our first win. I hope we can continue like that. I think our next game, we have another game before Man City, right, Steven? Another game against
Nottingham Forest next Saturday.
Forest. Yes, we can grab another win there. Then we can build momentum towards Man City game. No, so Patrick's okay. Stop against it. As for Raphinha, he had already agreed a deal with Barcelona before we put a bid in with Leeds. Oh, okay. So that could be the reason why he couldn't join Chelsea. So thank you very much, Stav, for that information. I know people are saying he agreed. He decided not to join Chelsea. But then from what you're saying, he agreed a deal with Barcelona before Chelsea also put theirs in. So agreement is already there. He has his first choice and he joined. So all right, so that's just by the way. So Rice is giving up playing to go to AFTV. That's funny stuff. All right, another one coming from my brother here. He's not going to Arsenal. He said after winning Man United, he said he wants Chelsea, but that if we will put a bid in for him, coming from Chelsea Dan. Thank you very much, Chelsea Dan, for your wonderful comment. Patrick said, onward and upwards, Stephen. All right, this is coming from Phantom of Many Topics. Says compared to Poch or Lampard, judging club is world class. Coming from him. All right, so on and on and on, guys. I did set a lot of questions here. If you have an answer to some of the questions that I said, you can drop it there in the comment section below. I have 5 questions for you. If you want me to put them down in the comment section below so you can see them and reply, I will do that. What qualities does Raphinha bring to Chelsea Football Club or the Chelsea football squad at this moment? How long will Raphinha fit into Chelsea playing style? How would Raphinha fit into Chelsea's playing style under Mauricio Pochettino? How would potential signing of Raphinha impact the current Chelsea wingers? Also, another question there. What are the chances of the deal being completed and Raphinha joining Chelsea? How would Raphinha arrive strengthening Chelsea's pursuit trophy? So we're also looking. I'm going to drop all that questions in the comment section below. You can look at that. If you have any answer towards this question, you can drop it there and we will read it for you. So yes, these are some of the comments that I've gone through. And then let me go to Mr. Ryan. Mr. Ryan, Chelsea, first win under Frank Lampard after 7 games. What do you make of that?
Yeah, obviously a positive result for Chelsea. And, I'm happy for Lampard, especially because, he's had a horrid record since joining in this interim role. A lot of the factors I think he's inherited, and he has tried to do the right things to boost the morale and improve the fitness levels of the players. But he's been unfortunate in the sense that you look at some of the fixtures; they've been very, very difficult ones. You've been playing form teams, and I had a good feeling going into this one, just because Bournemouth, they're not fighting relegation. They're not really pushing for European positions either, so they're kind of mid-table ish. And I felt that if you kind of played in the right, if the players approached the game in the right with the right attitude, then you could get a result, and that's what happened. And Chelsea scored 3 good goals. It wasn't the prettiest game in the world, let's be honest.
Yeah.
I saw some extended highlights. There wasn't much quality there, but got to give Chelsea credit. They scored some very good goals. The only negative would be you weren't able to keep the clean sheet, which is a bit of a frustration, but it's something to build on, which is the key point now. And hopefully you can finish the season strongly. And we're all expecting Pochettino to be announced very soon as the coach.
Yeah, we'll get into the Pochettino announcement. It looks like it might be have other updates coming from one of the big guys out there, David Ornstein, have put an update on Mauricio Pochettino. Steven, you want to throw a light on the arrival of Mauricio Pochettino, if you have any update for us?
Yeah, so I'm sure everyone's following along with like all the big reporters, the Ornsteins of the world. And Ornstein came out earlier. If I remember rightly, he basically said that it's expected to be closed this week. And things like this. Romano has since come out and said that the contract's with the lawyers. And as I'm sure you also saw on Twitter as well, people who, I think it was from Simon Phillips's website's Twitter page, they put up an update saying that Lampard has now been asked to basically talk to Poch about the current squad and stuff like that. I think I sent that earlier. I'll try and find it so that I can get the exact quote.
Okay.
But yeah, basically, the fact that Lampard has now been asked to talk to Poch about the squad that we currently have, it just proves even more to what Ornstein was saying about it's got to be wrapped up soon. So I think we'll probably get an announcement by the end of the week. Probably by the weekend, I would guess, if I'm being honest.
All right, thank you very much, Steven.
Just quickly to add to that, because
Go ahead.
don't forget, we're playing at home at 3:00 on Saturday, so I'd imagine they'll want to get it done before Saturday and have him in the stand to watch the game.
Okay, thank you very much, Steven, for giving us a big up to you, my brother. Ensman TV, big up to you. Yes, I'll be hopping on the platform all the time. Anytime I see you live, but I have limits my streaming hours, so you don't get to see me as much as you used to. But big up to you for tuning in, my brother. I hope you're doing very well, and I'm doing very well as well. I hope you're enjoying your bank holiday if you are in the UK. If not, then I think the UKs are the ones enjoying the bank holiday. Me over here, I'm enjoying the cold holiday over here. All right, Chelsea Dancers, Raphinha, we don't need another winger. We need to get rid of him. That is, get rid of him. I'm sure that's what he said. Also, Chelsea Dancers, players before we can sign.
So we need to get rid of players before we can sign players.
All right, coming from a goalkeeper, you're talking about goalkeeper, DM, striker, because Mendy gone in summer. Okay, so we need replace. Also need CDM. So we got CZH and Pulisic. Okay, Chelsea done. Big up to you. Thank you very much. Phantom, come on. Poch is way above Lampard. Absolutely, that's true. Come on, Phantom. We should do a show on which manager will replace Poch very soon. Phantom, he hasn't even been there. You're trying to push him out of the football club, Phantom. Way too early, isn't it? All right, Mr. Ryan, do you have any update on Liverpool's game? If you want to take us through that before we move on to the other topic. I was trying to start with that so I can move on. We don't have to come back again. That is why I
Okay.
started with Liverpool.
Okay, apologies, man. I got caught a little bit off guard, but absolutely happy to do so. Maybe a good starting point would be to quickly discuss what happened before the game kicked off, which was quite
Yes.
controversial with the booing of the national anthem at Anfield. So I was listening to TalkSport this morning, and ever reliable Simon Jordan with Martin Keown were discussing. With Martin Keown, yep, was discussing this issue, and you had some Liverpool fans
Well,
calling
Steven,
in.
Ryan, before you carry on with it. Martin Keown is tagged as Arsenal invincible, and he only played 3 games.
No, that's true. That's a fact.
All right, go ahead.
Yeah, it's true. A lot of people forget that. I knew he had it. I knew he didn't contribute much, but I didn't realize it was only 3 games. But at the end of the day, he's got the Premier League medal. He's got the record. So sure. So yeah, going back to the controversial incident with the Liverpool, a section of the Liverpool fans, let's say, booing the national anthem. Personally, my opinion as a Liverpool fan, it was disappointing to see. I don't think those actions represent the opinion of Liverpool fans within the city and also on a global basis. However, I can understand also why there is perhaps that sentiment. But good point Simon Jordan was raising on TalkSport this morning is there might be a little bit of misunderstanding from the fan base. You have to think of historically what's happened in Liverpool with riots and unionism and political issues and obviously Hillsborough and the anger that's felt towards the police. But Simon Jordan was making a key point that maybe the anger and the alienation that the Liverpool fans are feeling is a little bit misdirected because the royal family, they're not got any association to the government or the Tory party, right? They're not elected by a democratic vote. They are the royal, they are the monarchy, essentially. So I think that was a valid point that Simon Jordan was making. Maybe we can put this out there, see what the people that are listening to our stream here think about it and comment. But yeah, it's a very, very broad, complex and controversial issue. So I won't go in too much detail. I would have preferred if the fans who were booing wanted to make a statement, they should have just kept silent. That's my opinion. Instead of booing. Going quickly to the game, Liverpool won, Brentford 0.
Ryan, before you go to the game, I think there's a question over here. Do you have any answer for that? Coming from Kim So.
Why do the Scousers? Yeah, I hate the English. Yeah. I'm not going to go
answer it. That's fine.
Yeah,
if you can answer it, that's fine. If
I have opinions. I have some opinions, but I don't want to go too much into that.
Ryan, if it's not if it's not anything that can draw you in trouble, just that's your opinion. Drop it.
Yeah,
you're learning.
It's along a lot of the same lines as what I was saying before about Hillsborough and the way the police behaved, and the police is who they're affiliated with who they get funding from, and the political parties they're associated with, all that kind of stuff. I don't want to go too much into that with respect.
Sounds good.
Just going, so leading on to the Liverpool performance against Brentford, we won 1-0. So that's 6 wins in a row, as you mentioned, Nazan. Liverpool are the form team in the Premier League, along with Manchester City. Wasn't a great game, if I'm honest. I saw a Opta stat, which was quite incredible. The ball was in play for 43 minutes during the game. So that's 44% of the game. The ball was in play, which is the lowest for Liverpool in any Premier League game since the Opta records began. So that tells you it was a very stop-start game. I read also Liverpool committed 19 fouls, which is the most they've ever committed in a Premier League game since 2015. But at the end of the day, what matters most is we got the 3 points. We're putting the pressure on Man United and Newcastle as well now. because Newcastle dropped points. Listening to Gary Neville after the after
I think Ryan is having some audio connection. Yes,
oh, okay.
are you there, Ryan?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you now. Go ahead.
Yeah, so just quickly on the Gary Neville's consensus on whether Liverpool can reach the top four, he thinks we're going to fall just short, and I actually do agree. I'm hoping Man United drop more points, but I think it's asking for a lot. We're 1 point behind them, and they still have a game in hand. I think we're probably going to fall short, but still, it's been an amazing run. You know, we've won 6 in a row. I expect us to win our remaining 3 games. If you look at the sides we're playing on paper. So I'm proud of the way Liverpool have recovered and salvaged the season, really.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ryan, for taking us through the Liverpool game. And we also what happened before the game, and then whatever has to do with the royalty, the whatever. I'm not
I
an
think
English.
it's more politicians than it is the royal family, though.
It's more political.
Which is where I always get confused with it. But yeah, I'm not going to go too much into it. One thing I will say is, let's be fair, it's more than a small section. You couldn't hear any of the national anthem. It was that loud.
you couldn't even hear what they're singing. You couldn't even hear anything. You couldn't hear nothing. Because I was trying to listen to the national anthem. God
all you could hear was chants all I hear was Liverpool and like booing and jeering and stuff.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I will say on it is that little bit there. I'm not going to get into whether it's political or it's to do with royal family or not.
I was gonna come to you.
All I'm saying is I thought it was based on politics.
Okay, thank you very much. Big up to you, Dixon Donald. Thank you. He says support will cook Chelsea next season. I believe so. Look at the players that he's even trying to get. What you guys make of Onana, that much money. I was hearing almost about 60 million for Onana. That's a waste of money. Too much money to get Onana to the football club, in my opinion. I think that's too much money. Phantom of Benny topics. Fulham 5 goals today, 2 by Willian. Yes, William still have the experience in the Premier League. So yeah, big up to William for getting Fulham over the line. Also, at Liverpool FC, you will never walk alone. But Ryan's walking alone today. United will drop more points because of DDG. What is DDG?
David De Gea.
Oh, David De Gea. Oh, yeah. You can't blame David De Gea alone. You have to blame Anthony Martial, who is a shadow of himself. Anthony Martial has more. He's more talented than Vetkos. I'm sure that's his name, Vetkos, right? He's more talented than the guy is. But look at how awful Martial is. Awful. Arguably has potential. Once upon a time, Chelsea wanted him, but look, he signed. He signed. Instead of him coming to Chelsea, he went on loan to Valencia. Then he came back to Manchester United. Sevilla, yeah. Then he came back to Manchester United after loan. And he's still playing very bad. This guy, he's wasted. He was trying to be like the Cristiano Ronaldo, the Messi of having their own brand, but then it did not work well for him. He has to make his talent talk on the football pitch, which hasn't happened. All right, Tim So said the Martial is better than Chelsea attackers. Well, you could say right now the kind of players that Martial is playing with, they're a bit different. But how many goals has Martial scored so far this season? Kim So, how many goals has Martial scored so far as a striker? We don't have a striker. Martial is he's a striker, isn't he? Ryan or Steven. Martial is a striker, isn't he?
He's versatile. I would consider him more of a wide player than a striker.
Okay, he likes to play on the left-hand side. But then, he played more of in the central row sometimes, but he still hasn't played well compared to what we have. The kind of players we have this season, the way our team have played, he hasn't really played well. So yeah, I wouldn't even compare him to any of our players because none of them have been performing any good this season. So yeah, we're still gonna look into the game, our game again, and whilst we're gonna talk about the women game a little bit, throw some light on the women game. Steven and I were paying so much attention. Also, Ryan got involved. The women, big game for the women. I think Everton, right? 7-0 Everton.
7-0 against Everton, yeah.
Oh my goodness, what a win! I know they're local champions, but they have to transform that kind of performance into Europe and be able to win the UCL and the women's version of the Champions
We'll
League.
get there. We'll get there.
Well, any you want to turn the lights on that game, Steven? The women's game. Let's take about a minute
I
if you have any.
actually, I probably missed the first 15, 20 minutes because I would completely forgot that it had already kicked off. But so Sam Kerr went off quite early. I think it was around 30th minute, and then Pernille Harder came on, and she scored. Obviously, it's one of her first few games back. She's obviously been out injured. But yeah, I mean, I expected us to win against Everton just because of the sheer amount of quality in the squad that we have. But I didn't expect it to be. How can I put this? I didn't expect it to be that
Mini
dominant
goals.
of a win in terms of 7-0. I didn't expect it to be that much. But once it was 5-0 at half time, if I recall correctly, I just sat there thinking we could easily get 10. And then, yeah, I think it was about 15, 20 minutes into the second half, I turned it off. And then almost immediately after I turned it off, because I was like, oh, I'm going to try and catch another game or something, we went and scored again. So I missed probably the majority of the goals. But from what I saw, yeah, very good performance. Very impressed. We still got games in hand. I think it's 2 games in hand on United, and we're 4 points behind them.
Yeah.
So, yeah, 4 points behind them, 2 games in hand. It's time to cook till the rest of the season and go and retain our title.
Yes, it was very, very impressive performance from the ladies against Everton. What even Emmy Hare was still not okay with the results. He felt like the players.
She wasn't impressive the first 20 minutes.
Okay, she felt like the girls did not play. Lived up to expectation in the first 20 minutes. So that's MA for you. It's just like the main version of Pep Guardiola. No matter how many goals they score, he has a little details that he wants to get into it. So that's
you need that
just
mentality, though. There's always room for improvement. You need that mentality.
That's right. Mr. Ryan, you want to take us through the Manchester United and the West Ham game if you did watch it? What's your thoughts on that game, and what is going on with Mr. Ten Hag? Has he been found out? Right now, you there? Can you hear me?
Yeah, sorry, Nizan. I just was following the Brighton Everton match. Everton just scored a 4th goal, so it's Brighton 0, Everton 4, and McAllister. I think
goals are just flying here and there. Big up to you, McKean.
Yeah,
ahead, Mr. Ryan.
And I think McAllister might have just pulled his hamstring as well, so it's like double jeopardy.
Brighton are trying to escape relegation. Oh no, Everton. Sorry, they're trying to move away from that angle.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was wondering if you did watch the Manchester United and West Ham game, and what do you make of the game itself, and then Declan Rice as a player?
I did catch some of the game. I confess I didn't watch all of it, but Declan Rice was outstanding, as was Lucas Paquetá. I thought they were both brilliant. Just their all-round game, the energy, and the technically and the contribution throughout the game, it was excellent. Declan Rice is just destined for greatness, I think. But we've said this for years. He needs to leave West Ham. He needs to take that next step in his career if he wants to, become a constant fixture in the England setup, and then also, play in Europe and challenging for trophies. He's good enough. He's definitely good enough. And yesterday he was brilliant. He was the best player on the pitch.
I think I missed a couple of the ways you were saying because I felt like I was frozen, so I have to refresh the link anyway. All right, so thank you very much, Mr. Ryan. I still have some more questions on Manchester United. Liverpool at least has Bettles. Oh, Bettles for tourism. Okay, Bettles for tourism coming from Phantom Mini Topic. McCain, big up to you, McCain. McCain said United have a similar problem to us. The wing backs can cross or pass. Yes, Wan-Bissaka cannot cross a ball. Wan-Bissaka is one of them. All right. We have here Kimso comments. If I highlight that one, Manchester United is basically no difference than Leeds as a tourist attraction. Phantom guys, I sent questions over there. If you have any answer to that questions, just drop it there, and we will talk about it. And also, Mr. Ryan, where do you think Declan Rice will really play much better? Should he move to Chelsea or should he move to Arsenal in terms of the way he plays? Which would be a preferred club for him? I know he has a good relationship with some of the Chelsea players. Where do you think that Declan Rice to prioritize?
Yeah, that's a difficult one because we know that he's a ex Chelsea youth player, and he has a very good friendship with Mason Mount, and he loves Chelsea Football Club. But if you're asking me now, kind of today, where he would be better suited, probably Arsenal. Yeah, just because of they are a young team. They play kind of attractive, fast-paced football with technical forwards, and they're in need of of a high energy, high work rate midfielder who can also push forward. So I think he fits the bill really for what Arsenal are looking for. Definitely. Having said that, I personally would love to see him join Chelsea, just because for sentimental reasons, and
All right. Thank you, Ryan. It's a little busy over there, but we'll move on from what Ryan is saying. Sentimental reasons. I
yeah,
feel like.
sorry about that, Nizam. Sentimental reasons, and also, I think he could form a good partnership with Enzo Fernandez as well, as a two-man midfield. If Chelsea were to play, 4-2-3-1, and they buy a centre forward.
Okay, that's from Mr. Ryan. Mr. Ryan said, Phantom of Minute Topic said Manchester United won't be sold. The Glazers will keep it. 5 billion is an insult for by Qatar. That's a lot of money. Sorry, my brother joining late. I've been busy at work. Hope everyone is well. Everyone is doing very well. We always appreciate you joining, although you are very, very busy. Thank you very much for joining the platform as usual. Phantom of Minute Topic said, if I am Declan Rice, I will not pick Chelsea. Why wouldn't you? Is it because Chelsea are playing very bad? If that's the reason, then there was no way that Modric and the others, Enzo Fernandez, would won the World Cup with Argentina, will even join Chelsea. It doesn't go. It doesn't go that way. Phantom of Minute Topic. Why do you think that Declan Rice shouldn't just join Chelsea? What's the reason behind that? All right, Arsenal is world class, and Rice will do well there. What makes Arsenal world class? Phantom. What makes Arsenal world class? Is it just this season? To be honest with you,
sorry. Arsenal been top for something like 93% of the season. 9-3, yeah? And it looks like they're not going the league. 93% of the season, apparently, they've been top. And they're not going the league. They've also got second and third for longest percentage of the season in first place and not winning it. So they could potentially have first, second, and third for percentage of time.
Are you there, Steven? I think Steven Ryan.
Can't hear him. I can't hear Steven.
Yeah, Steven is gone. Ryan, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. Steven, are you there? I think he's having a connection problem. So yeah, we've been streaming for 39 minutes. We got some few minutes to go to bring the stream to an end. Literally just an hour of streaming, nothing more than that. So we'll be talking about Mauricio Pochettino, which David Ornstein tweeted that this it looks like this weekend or this week, and Mauricio Pochettino will be announced. I want, like I've said many times, that we want to know who the manager is going to be before the season comes to an end. And then from what Stephen also tweeted earlier on, Frank Lampard is having a communication or some kind of a I don't know, trying to explain how the team is, the kind of a players that he's working with, and the kind of players that he will be working with. And I'm not sure. I'm sure Steve. I mean Ryan, you saw that in the comment section, in the group chat, Stephen. I mean Ryan.
This happened this season.
Yes, obviously, we're expecting the announcement of and confirmation of Pochettino as the next coach of Chelsea. And whether it happens before the end of the season or immediately once the season ends, I don't think it matters too much. There obviously needs to be a transition from Lampard over to Poch, and then he needs to get to work because there's a lot of work that needs to be done. The squad needs to be trimmed. You need to get rid of a number of players before you can bring players in specific positions into the club. So yeah, there's a lot of work to do. And personally, I'm also really looking forward to see this young Brazilian kid. Is it Santos?
Yes, Santos. Yeah.
Yeah,
Andre
because
Santos.
Andre Santos, this guy looks an unbelievable talent. You look at some of the young Brazilian talents that Real Madrid have, like Vinicius Junior and Rodrigo. I'm not even over exaggerating when I say he looks like he could develop into that sort of quality of player. So I think Chelsea have potentially got a superstar on their books.
Oh, big up to you, Liverpool FC TV. He says, let's get the likes up for these legends on your screen. Thank you very much, my big brother. I hope you're doing very well. It's always nice. I'm always very happy when I see other rival fans hopping onto the platform and also showing their love. They always make the platform much more bigger, because once we are getting ready for Chelsea and Liverpool, I have to find these gazers and do a combined 11. I have Liverpool fan right now. If Liverpool FC TV, if you're listening right now, I know you're listening. The guy that you just heard his voice is a strong Liverpool fan, but he is on this platform to give us a different perspective on how he see other football clubs in terms of Manchester United, Chelsea Football Club, West Ham United, Leeds United, any other club. So this is like a would I say multicultural or multi-football channel? Is that the right way to put it, Stephen? All right. Multi-football channel, right? Although I am a Chelsea supporter in one way or the other. So that's how we want to keep this platform. And also Phantom of many topics that I already am looking beyond Pochettino. Why? So early. He hasn't even made a mark yet. Absolutely 100%. Absolutely coming from my brother. He has Ziyech to Man United. To join Ten Hag. Let's see. I don't think Chelsea will sell Ziyech to
7-Up.
7-Up. Ten Hag.
Yeah, 7-Up. We got done by Liverpool, innit?
Yeah, I don't think Chelsea will sell Ziyech to any rival club in the Premier League. I don't think Chelsea will do that. Ziyech will be going abroad, either PSG or maybe the Italian league. That's how I see Ziyech going in the summer. So, Steven, we were talking about Mauricio Pochettino and some other club. Other journalists have have had an update on him. It looks like this week he will be announced.
Yeah,
how likely is that?
That's basically what I went over earlier, because it's what we started the stream with.
Yeah.
So there's essentially it'll probably be this week that it's all signed and everything. Lampard's been asked to give Pochettino essentially what his thoughts are on the current squad. So I guess that'll be related to the characters of the players, who's leaders, who's potential leaders, who's problematic in the dressing room, things like this, so that he comes in with a knowledge of the players to an extent already, because we know that apparently he's got to be able to watch training, obviously not get involved with it, but being able to watch it, see how they train, go to games, see how they play. So they've got Lampard to basically give him a view on the squad in terms of like character and everything like that is very helpful because it'll give him a very well-rounded view. He'll get to know them as players and the character that they have as well through Lampard. So it'll help him probably make decisions on who has to go.
Yeah.
Because obviously, if you've got someone like Aubameyang, for example, we know he's likely going anyway. We know the club likely want to sell him anyway. But say Lampard says, he's been a bit of a problem, but he's not really played much. And maybe part of the reason is because of attitude, right?
Yeah.
Then obviously we know that's going to solidify. Okay, then he's definitely got to go. The club wanted him gone anyway. There's somebody who I want to get in. We need to get a striker. So, bang, he's gone. So, yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Because we know striker, defensive mid, and goalkeeper are the three key areas. I'd imagine, even though we've been told we'll get 2 to 3 key additions, I presume by that the person means we'll get 2 to 3 starters. So, starting striker, starting DM, starting keeper. But obviously that doesn't rule out more signings because obviously if we sell a certain number of midfielders, we're going to need to fill that need with either academy players or signings from other clubs as well. But one thing I will say is there's certain positions where I look at it and I think going into next season, certain positions we can fill even if it's with academy players. And I look at it and go, I feel confident about that area of the pitch. If we do this and we do that, I will feel confident in our depth there and the quality we have in that position and things like that. And there's other positions where you look at it and you go, okay, now I'm alarmed because striker, for example, Aubameyang likely goes. Lukaku, who knows what's going to happen there? He's suddenly starting to look like he's hitting a bit of form. But what's his attitude going to be? Is he going to work to the levels that Poch requires for his system? These are questions that have to be asked of him if we're considering keeping him. That's just a couple of examples. Yeah, there's obviously questions that need to be asked. And I'm sure there's other players that are considering their future as well. But who knows? Maybe Winger does become a potential option of us signing someone because depending how many wingers go, we're going to have to bring someone in. Just maybe not an expensive signing like a Raphinha. Maybe someone cheaper.
Okay. Yeah, I know definitely that there are certain players that they have to be what I mean. They definitely have to leave the football club.
Mhm.
Mauricio Pochettino will not work with them. There are a lot of players in there like that. They don't probably they don't complement his style of play, which he's already having certain players. I know if behind the scene there are talks going on, players that he wants to keep. And what I'm hearing now is he wants to keep Mason Mount, and it looks like Mason Mount is going to get the price that he's looking for and how much money that he's looking for. So Mason Mount is not is going anywhere. From what I'm reading and other sources says that Mason Mount will be staying at Stamford Bridge, and Mauricio Pochettino like the player and he wants to keep him. So how? I mean, what's the chances of that, Stephen?
What's the chances of what keeping
Mason Mount stay? Yeah.
Yeah, we heard a few weeks ago from Ornstein again, obviously one of the most reliable people in this world when it comes to transfers and stuff. We heard from him, Bowley had sat down with Mount and like reassured him, like, we want you to be involved with the squad, we want you to stay, etc., etc. And the club felt that there was positives from that meeting. We know that there's going to be talks starting up about now, I would presume, given he's out for the rest of the season and the talks were going to start in the summer, but he's out for the season, so they'll probably start talks earlier. I'd imagine he ends up staying because, once again, Poch wants to keep him, like you said. That's another manager. So if everyone's, I said it to someone the other day. I said, okay, granted, some of these quotes are from a couple years ago, but you've got people like Messi saying he could be up there with the best one day. You got praise from people like Jurgen Klopp. Oh, what's the number one interested club in him? Liverpool. Who's their manager? Klopp. So you've got all these people who know what they're talking about that give him high praise, including Klopp, which is the alarming one in terms of it's good he's got the praise, but it's alarming because they're the number one team that we've heard most about wanting to get him. And if he goes there, Klopp could get him back to what we saw for 2 or so seasons, 3 seasons. Then everyone who's thinking, I don't care if we sell him, is soon going to regret it. Because Klopp will turn him to a consistently top level midfielder. That's my belief. But I think given that Poch wants to keep him, I do think we'll end up finding some sort of middle ground between the club and the player where he stays. There's even been talk of potentially offering him a short-term extension of an extra 1 or 2 years to then buy us time to have more talks to give him a longer deal.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if that's been ruled out now, but personally, if I'm the club, I wouldn't rule that out and just say, look, we'll offer you 2 years on top of what you currently got. You can have a season where we're going to have more stability. You can prove your worth to the club and we can come to some sort of agreement. We'll have more time and you'll have stability knowing, okay, I'm going to be staying here. And if I want to go after that period of time, I can go. If not, I can sign a longer deal and stay.
Oh, thank you very much. We've been streaming for 51 minutes now. We still got a lot to go. We still got just 10 minutes or less than 10 minutes to end the stream. That makes an hour. We don't have to do too long. Just an hour stream today. So yeah, we've been streaming for 52 minutes now. And like I said, we still got some few comments to go. We'll be right back with the comments. Yes, welcome back again with some few comments here that we got to get into it. Coming from Mr. Santiago, says I agree. Let's get Haaland. Man City is it's a lame club with no fans. Haaland deserves to be with a team that can make him bigger, and that's Chelsea. I understand that is true. They don't have much fans, but yet they want to open up the stadium. Who are going to sit there? Who are going to fill up those seats? Ryan, I know you've heard that news. They want to expand the stadium. I keep asking the same question. Who are there to fill in those gaps, those spaces in there? For more, I mean, what we know now is they can't even fill out the stadium. More or less for them to open it up. So I'll get Ryan's thoughts on that here in a minute. Kim So said Lukaku has 10 goals this season. Then Phantom of Many Topics said maybe we can get Sadio Mane. Yes, I did. I know Chelsea's also been linked with Sadio Mane. I know Liverpool is a no-go area for him. He's never going to come back to Liverpool because I know there's a fallout between him and Klopp is there for a while. So yeah, he's not going anywhere at this moment. Let me see what I have here. All right, right now we have Everton 5. I think Brighton. Is it Brighton 1, right, Steven?
Yeah, Everton just scored again. It's 5-1.
5-1. What a goal. Where have these performances been?
That's a wonder goal. My word.
Where have these performances been all this season? 5-1. Everton, 5-1. Jesus Christ. 5-1. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. All right, so we're going to move on from there. If Lukaku loses weight, I will take him coming from a King Soul. The last one is Zaha is free. Zaha, no, the age. When we needed Zaha, he did not sign. Sterling, Zaha, Madueke, Modric. I don't know, man. But Zaha, Santiago, we had a chance to get Haaland. We blow it coming from Phantom of Many Topic. I will take Tammy over Lukaku every day. Santiago said, yes, we had a chance, but the previous regime were being cheap. Bowley would have get him, would have get Haaland if it was here. I believe Bowley would have get Haaland.
He would have been cheap when Lampard wanted him, because apparently Lampard wanted him when he was manager here before, and that was when he was still at Salzburg in Austria, I think it is.
Yeah.
So before he moved to Dortmund, obviously. So he wouldn't have been that expensive.
Ivan Toney or Mitrovic. We'll give you an answer in a second. And Ivan Toney or Mitrovic, guys, you guys can hear, so you can remind me. We can reply or give an answer to Kim. So, thank you very much, Kim. So, Haaland would fall in this team without a KDB. This Santiago said, we have Enzo and Kante. Both are better than KDB. Oh, you believe so? I don't think so, man. No. Tuchel will get some CFC players coming from Phantom of Mini topics that Santiago good. We need to sell our players coming from Santiago. Phantom of Mini topics that I know Rudiger wants to play for Tuchel. I would become a Bayern Munich fan, but I refuse to support T-Mobile. I'm loyal to Verizon. Oh my goodness!
I mean, on that thing,
you drive me crazy,
right?
Yeah, KDB is more valuable than Enzo and Kante combined. Go ahead, Steven.
Yeah, on that thing about Rudiger wanting to play for Tuchel or not play for Tuchel, yeah, I think he's quite happy staying at Real Madrid and winning the Champions League, to be honest. Because Real Madrid always go be in the Champions League hunt.
Yeah. And don't be surprised. Don't be surprised. They can do it again to Manchester City. Don't be surprised, because we see they're getting laggy. They're getting their performance hasn't been that consistency. So they could fall out from the Champions League again. Real Madrid can beat them again, which you won't be surprised. We can't even beat Brighton. That is coming from Kim. So we have another one coming from Lumbika. Batum Lumbika. Big up to you, my brother. I don't know. I think I've seen him. I've seen this name on the platform before. Probably this could be the second time or third time the person is appearing on the platform. But thank you very much for taking the time and then joining us here on this platform. We're talking all things Chelsea and all things association football. He said I've seen progress in Poch. Argentines are good with football. Look at our women. They lost to an Argentine coach. When other coaches have been losing to Emma, let's trust the process. I get where the comment is coming from. He's talking about the style of Argentine, the Argentinians' way of playing football. And Mihai has been beating all these European coaches, the Spanish coaches, and on and on and on. But then Mihai was able to, could not beat an Argentine manager who's coaching Barcelona women. So yes, that comment makes a lot of sense. I know probably Ryan and Steven have a thoughts on that. And also Kim So said Mane is 32 and Zaha is younger.
I don't want either.
All right, so Steven said he doesn't want either. I agree. Lukaku is too fat. Fat people at no. I disagree, Santiago. I disagree. Every if you use the word, I think this is not nice. This is not nice. Every how would I say? Every discipline.
The wording isn't very.
There and FAT people are terrible athletes. That is wrong. You are wrong. To be honest with you. You are wrong. Every discipline and the way the structure looks like. Every person and the way structure looks like. And they perform. I'll tell you, to be honest with you, I've seen gymnastics that are having so much weight, but then they have control over their body. You have so much.
Let's just quickly to add on
look
to
at
what
those
saying.
that in a second. Look at those that perform in the shot put during the Olympics. The shot put discipline. Those that perform in that discipline, and also the discard, the hammer throw. Look at them very well. That is their stature, and they perform very, very well. They are all muscular and stocky. You get what I'm saying? So if you use a word, I think it's a little bit more racism to these people, and I see this coming to be very, very bad, my brother. Santiago, come on. You're much better than the way you phrase your comment. I mean, I can understand you. Maybe you don't mean that. So if you really don't mean that, you can rephrase your comments again. Stephen, go ahead.
Mm-hmm. I disagree with the wording. I do agree he does need to lose some weight.
But I mean, to be honest, Lukaku is not fat. Lukaku is not fat. He's put on some weight that is stopping him to move freely and be able to be more mobile. So, to be honest with you, let's try and narrow the way we phrase it. Yeah.
Poch is, I think it's his number one assistant coach. He's like a fitness, like, proper, like, knows exactly what each individual player needs in terms of their workload on their fitness and everything.
Right.
So if Lukaku wants to try and prove a point, come in pre-season, put in the work.
Yeah. Ryan, you can jump in.
Show
please,
what you want.
If you want
show,
to contribute.
That you're willing to put the work in. Show that you've got the fitness to play in the system. Then they might consider keeping you.
Who is Bumovic?
I'd argue his biggest issue is his work ethic. That's what I would say.
Yeah. Who is Bumovic? Phantom wants us to sell Bumovic. Phantom wants us to sell Bumovic, and I don't know who that is.
Who? What?
Yeah.
Wait,
Ryan, do you know any player called Bumovic?
Bumovic?
Yeah.
Oh no! I get it. They're saying that Kovacic is a bum.
Oh.
Oh,
I get it now. Kim so
said it's like a diss. Okay.
Kovacic. Okay. Then Kim so said, Santiago said, I don't even know. I don't think we can sell Bumovic. I don't even know him. You guys are funny. Santiago and Phantom of the topic. His Tyson Fury is fat and he's the boxing king. Absolutely. You know, if you look at Evander Holyfield, no, I wouldn't say Evander Holyfield. George Foreman, before he became another world champion again, he's put a lot of weight on. Yeah, after he came back, 40 years, he came back to win the world champion, and he has a lot of weight. So sometimes we have to be able to narrow the way we put our comments, because every discipline and the kind of weight that you fall into. But I wouldn't even call Lukaku fat. I wouldn't call him, because he's put up a lot of weight doesn't mean he is fat. So that's just by the way. Lukaku should play linebacker for Detroit Lions. Hell no. Is it linebacker for Detroit Lions? We don't need Lukaku. Lukaku can't even tackle Dimitri Osu, even in the quarterback section. Kim So said Bumovic. I meant Bumasic. You, Kim So, what are these names? Bumovic and then Bumasic and all these names you're bringing to me. Mr. Ryan, with all the comments that we have, I think there's a question here which I said I'm going to ask you guys coming from Kim So. It says, Evan Tony or Mitrovic, who would you go for? Steven and Ryan. I'll start from Mr. Ryan. We just have time is up, but let's take 2-3 minutes to finish this. Then we're done from here. Ivan Toney or Mitrovic, Ryan?
Ivan Toney, but obviously he has these issues, surrounding him with betting and stuff. But I think Mitrovic just has too hot a temper, and he's always, can lose his head and get a red card. Both great strikers, with a profile that could suit Chelsea. They're strong, they're athletic. But yeah, I think Ivan Toney for me.
Would they take him at Liverpool?
Would I take him at Liverpool? Well, I mean, it'd be an improvement on, what we currently have.
Nunez.
Yeah, he would be an improvement on Nunez.
Is Gakpo the same? He plays the same position as Nunez, or he plays on the wing?
Yeah, Gakpo is a bit more versatile. He can play on the left side and then also up front. Yeah, same as Jota, really. Jota can play midfield as well.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Steven. Makim said Bomasik is better than Enzo, though. Right, Mr. Steven, what do you make of Evan Tony or the other guy? Mitrovic. I think it's Mitrovic. Come on, don't tell me I lost Steven. I didn't lose him. Steven, you're there, aren't you? All right, Guna said, big up, bro. Big up to you. Congrats on the win this weekend. Thank you very much. That's all we're all hoping for. We have another Nottingham Forest coming down the bridge. We have to beat Nottingham Forest. We beat Nottingham Forest, then we should get us some momentum to face Manchester City at the Etihad. Yes, we should be able to get that momentum. Says Ryan, do you think Firmino can come to Chelsea? I also rate Jota. What's your take on that, Mr. Ryan?
Firmino to Chelsea? No,
No.
not going to happen.
Roberto Firmino, he's done. He's done. Are you guys sending him out? Away from the Premier League?
I thought he was going to join Real Madrid. That was the reports I was following in the last couple of weeks, but it looks like he's going to return to his native country, Brazil.
Right, so a lot of bank holiday. Ryan got a lot to do. He has to go to the beach right now. Steven has to go to the supermarket and get some grocery. So we got to try as much as we can to wrap it up. Steven G, Mitrovic or Evan Tony, which one do you prefer?
I mean, we're actually looking at Ivan Toney, and apparently, if he wasn't facing a very long ban, we would have already moved for a pre-contract sort of agreement. Similar to what Man City did with Haaland. Like, if he wasn't getting a ban, we would have done that where we get a pre-deal agreement. So it would have all been done, and he would have been joining us in pre-season. But because of the ban, we don't know how long that is yet. It's not been confirmed. We haven't got any agreement done because there's no point spending money on someone who may not be able to play for like 6+ months.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I would take Tony over Mitrovic. I said to you a little while ago, I would take Mitrovic though, in terms of at least he can score. But like Ryan said, like I was saying, with service he can score. But like Ryan said, the guy's got a temper, and it's almost inevitable he's got to do something silly and get himself in trouble.
Can you compare his temper to Diego Costa? Look, I always say that, look, there are players that have temper, but if you're a manager, a good man manager, you can get the tune and get the best out of those players. Because I always make this comparison. There is one notorious, I wouldn't say notorious, but one player with high temper, which Manchester United can say he's a legend of the football club, Eric Cantona. Eric Cantona. During the time of Alex Ferguson, he has a separate dressing room for the temper Eric Cantona. He sits in that room all by himself without anyone talking to him because of his temper. So if we're able to get a tune out of Diego Costa, why can't we get this tune out of Mitrovic, who to me is not anywhere compared to what Diego Costa used to be when he was playing under Chelsea?
Different managers for one.
Yeah, I feel with Diego Costa as well, Nazan, it's like, he'd arrived at Chelsea from Atletico Madrid, and he was more about those dark arts, and he was very good at winding up centre backs, and I wouldn't say he would always lose his temper. Whereas with Mitrovic, if decision goes against him, he gets yellow card. Yeah, exactly. He was a wind-up merchant. Whereas Mitrovic, I feel, has like
one red card in the Prem, and I think that was with Wolves this season, wasn't it?
There you go. Yeah.
I don't think he ever got sent off for us.
Yeah, exactly. Whereas Mitrovic, for sure, if he gets a yellow card or a decision goes against him, that guy can lose his rag, very quickly, and then like lash out, and he can become a bit of a liability, despite being a great player.
Funny though. Yeah, it is funny though. But one sec. I think he's got to reconnect again. I think his camera froze or something, so he's refreshing because he just said to us he'll be back in a second. I was going to ask a question, but I can't remember what I was going to ask now. So you know how you lot need a midfield rebuild, yeah? And there's
Yeah.
talk of McAllister coming. I think I saw somewhere that the price is like he's got a release clause. I don't know how true it is. I think I saw he's got a release clause around 70 million. How much would you pay for McAllister to join Liverpool as part of your rebuild in the summer?
Yeah, I mean, I'm a fan of him. I thought he was excellent in the World Cup, and yeah, I just think he's got a great profile. He's dynamic, energetic. He's exactly what we're lacking right now in the midfield, which is energy and someone who can get stuck in, tackle, carry the ball forward into play. I pay the full 70 million, to be honest, if we can afford him. Yeah, for sure.
I'm not sure how many Chelsea fans be happy to hear that because of I know that there's Chelsea fans who want Mount gone, and if you lot get McAllister, I don't see you lot going for Mount.
Yeah.
And at the moment, obviously, I say this because Mount, at the time of us speaking, hasn't signed his extension because there's not currently an offer on the table. So, yeah.
I mean, I read an article yesterday. I think it was yesterday or today that Pochettino's highlighted 3 areas he wants to sign players, right? Because he wants to build a spine. So he wants a new goalkeeper, he wants a new a new midfielder, I think, and he wants a new striker. So
yeah, it's more defensive mid, but some are labeling it as just mid.
Just mid, okay. Interesting. I guess both of you guys, who would be your pick for the striker position in terms of who's available in the market?
To me, from how things are going, if what's the guy from Juve? He's a very, very good player.
Vlahovic.
Vlahovic. I'll take Vlahovic every day because he looks very humble and he's hungry for success. And things are not going well for Juve. They've been deducted lots of points. I'm sure they've
got him back at the moment. I don't know if they're going to get deducted again.
Okay. So if that happened, I'll take Vlahovic every day. He's technical, he's strong, his area ability, very good in the air. Ivan Toney, look, I have a little problem with Ivan Toney. He's good, he scores goals, but sometimes I don't feel he has that skills. You get what I mean? Because right now, people haven't I haven't seen a comment on Erling Haaland. They said Erling Haaland is not that good, but the only thing he does is scoring goals. So they're trying to compare lots of strikers that have played in the Premier League. You can tell Harry Kane, what Harry Kane does to drop deep. But Steven said, why do you need Haaland to drop deep if there are players like Silva? I mean, wouldn't say Silva, Gundogan, and all those players that can, Kevin De Bruyne, that can do the magic in the midfield. Why do we need Erling Haaland to drop deep? But then take these players away from there, and the team is not performing very well. Will Haaland still keep himself up there waiting for someone to pass him the ball? Don't you think it's better for Haaland to get into the game, drop a little bit deeper, and play with his players and have a build-up before he scores goals? But from what I've seen at City, he doesn't do as much as the midfielders does. They cook everything for him and he does finish. So that is the comparison that I see right now. Ivan Toney, a little bit like that. He hasn't got that kind of skills that you can see from Wayne Rooney. You can see from Harry Kane and some other strikers that have come in the past, like Luis Dalima, what's his last name? Ronaldo, the original Ronaldo from Brazil. All these strikers can do. I don't know. I'm not so sure about Ivan Toney, Stephen and Ryan. Do you think he has that attribute that the other past strikers have? Drogba and all those people.
No, I think there's a lot of truth in what you're saying, but I think you can't. It's unfair to compare him to legends of the Premier League past, and you need to look at the present and what Chelsea need. And what Chelsea need right now is someone to put the ball in the back of the net, and Ivan Toney does that better than virtually any other striker in the league. And it's interesting, Pochettino said he wants players with Premier League experience. I think that's the article I I read. The signings he's going to make in the summer, he's going to prioritize players that have Premier League experience. So in that sense, Ivan Toney fits. He ticks most of the boxes, really. If you can't get a Harry Kane, then I think Ivan Toney is definitely someone you should be coveting and trying to sign. And he's still young. He's still kind of about to reach his prime now. And he's not playing for a big club. He's not tied to European Champions League club. So I think he should be relatively easy to get. The only risk is like Stephen alluded to, the problems around his gambling. How serious that is remains to be seen.
Liverpool can't even spend a penny. Then Vlahovic isn't leaving Manchester Champions League Juve to play for Chelsea Football Club. Till this day, I can't believe Liverpool.
I mean, if they get a deduction again, because I think they're going back to court over that whole thing. If they get a deduction again, then I think they'll be quite a bit out of European places. So yeah, he probably would leave if that happens. I think a lot of players would.
McKean can't believe that Chelsea spent 50 million on Ben Chilwell. He still can't believe that. Also, Kinso said UCL winners. Also, Harry Kane is the only old player that I want at this moment. Phantom of Many Topic says Son Human Song is the only winger I want. What do you want? Where do you want Human Song?
Is that for Fulham or for Chelsea?
For Fulham or for Chelsea? Phantom of Many Topic. Haaland is a GOAT. Haaland is not a GOAT, my brother. Lavia CDM with EPL experience. That'll be.
He's got one season of experience and he's 19 years old. I'm not saying he's a bad player, but he also has had quite a few injuries already, if I'm not mistaken,
Santiago is
as well.
asking a very, very wonderful question. He says, why do you guys want all these old players? That's not the direction Chelsea want to go, want to do. I think he wants to go. That's what he means.
Because you still need experienced players in your team. We got a lot of young players. You need the experience there. Like, okay, not to the age of Thiago Silva, though he can still do it. I will keep Silva around. But you need players who are late 20s, early 30s.
Right.
Because it balances out. They have the experience. They've been there. They've done that. They've been in the hard situations where they have to pick themselves up and they can help the younger players with all that. So you do need some aspects of that.
All right, we just got 3 more minutes, nothing else. We don't want to go beyond it. Big up to you. I have some comments coming from my brother here. I couldn't read it. Please help us, Vet City. I believe in you guys to get results, Vet City. It's not gonna be that easy coming from. Do you ever see Chelsea favoring any Arsenal? It's not. Look at what he did against Tottenham Hotspur. Do you think they're gonna do the same thing? Chelsea is never gonna happen.
I'm
Chelsea don't need that win.
hope our players intentionally don't show up. I mean, they haven't for a while now, except from on the weekend. But
yeah, he said thanks for Jorginho, unreal performance yesterday. Yes, I know. I always feel Jorginho is always a good player. Haaland never scored a goal against Chelsea. Let's hope he does. Ryan, do you think Firmino can? I think we've read that one. Guys, I really thank each and every one of you that have been on the platform. Evan Tony doesn't get you, Phantom, loyalty like Mitrovic would. All right, and also we can beat, draw United. We can beat or draw United.
So in other words, we can win or draw against United.
Yeah, let me give Mr. Ryan 1 minute to wrap up whatever you want to say in terms of the conversation today, our topics for the day, and also from head to toe, 1 minute to sum it up. Steven can also take 1 minute, and then that will be the end of our stream today. Mr. Ryan, I'll go from you.
Yeah, obviously Chelsea winning a football match is the one of the key takeaways from today's stream. And, we're now just awaiting the confirmation and appointment of Mauricio Pochettino as the next Chelsea boss. It's virtually a done thing. And, then Chelsea can build for next season and, trim the squad and bring in the players that they need. And I think as Chelsea fans, it's been a painful season, but it's been a transitionary season. So, you should still have a lot of optimism. And I think Pochettino is a great manager who has Premier League pedigree. So you should still be optimistic for next season. From a Liverpool perspective, we've done well. We're finishing the season strong. I expected us to do that. But I just worry that it's a little bit too late. And we're just going to miss out on the Champions League spots, sadly. But great stream as always, and we'll see you guys for the next one.
All right, so Makim said, I like how Ruben came on and showed Enzo how to be an 8. Ruben is always a good player. Go City win the Premier League. Absolutely. If Antonio doesn't get you, Phantom. All right, so I'm going to go to Mr. Steven. Wrap it up, Mr. Steven. Time up. There you go, Steven.
All I've got to say is obviously it's been a good stream. And yeah, there's not much to say. Obviously, the usual like, subscribe, active in the comments and everything like that. Make sure you check out the videos that go out daily on the shorts and everything like that, because there's a lot of content going out like that at the moment. As we make the change to less frequent streams. And yeah, thanks for watching, and let's hope for the Poch announcement later this week.
Yes, hopefully that can happen. So Santiago, big up to you, Santiago. He says, so 0 trophy for Chelsea, Arsenal, Liverpool, and Tottenham this season, all equal in the end. Absolutely. At the end of the day, I hope. Look, I told Arsenal fans that the Europa League was a chance for you guys to get a trophy. You guys, we don't want that. And who said this is guaranteed for you to win the Premier League? Who said so? You've been leading the Premier League table for how long? How many months now? And at the end of the day,
they've been top for about 93% of the season.
That's way bad. That's way bad. Man United has trophy. All right. So guys, thank you very much. Like I said, we have dropped our membership on you. You want to see the members that the Blue Clouds Media have on this platform. So I got some more stuff going on, like I said, behind the scenes that is stopping me from streaming every day. But once it becomes a little bit more easy, we'll get back to streaming every day. And then we will need you guys to help this platform get the numbers up. We'll try. Like I've put the poll in there. The members, if you're a member, you'll see some of the things that I've said in there to be able to get this platform to where it's supposed to be. Your opinions are always important and also accepted here. Whatever you think we want us to do as a member, drop it on and we will do it for you. It's a request, and your request is always our priority, and we will do that for you. So Santiago said, go Blues. Absolutely. We will do that for you. So yes, if you want to be a member, activation is right there. Look into that, the package, the one that you want, get in for us, and then we'll bring you. We got a lot of stuff going on, like I've said, and you'll be surprised. You always going to be the first to get into it. So thank you very much for being here, Stephen and Ryan. We'll catch you guys again Friday or Saturday, but I think it's going to be Friday because I'm still studying the poll that I have on Twitter and also YouTube. The people that are voting more, it looks like it's going to Friday evening. A lot of people say they don't really care if it's Friday or Saturday. They don't really care, but majority, some also say they care about Friday. So yes, I'll be sticking to Friday. By Wednesday, I should see where I stand in between either Friday or Saturday, and then we'll take one of them as to be our streaming days. So thank you everyone that's been here, and we'll see you guys again. So next time, Leo Desperandos, as usual, like I say, hang on to hope. We'll see you in a better time. What's up, guys? Welcome back to Blue Clouds TV.